So you start on the water skin position, and then from here you simply hinge so that from the hip to the ears and the arms included are aligned with the straps. So everything is same alignment. When you breathe in, you want to specifically breathe in that area of the lumbar spine. So you want to breathe in like in the crocodile breath or the 90-90 breathing. This can expand, but this one doesn't. So you want to feel that this is expanding and stretching when you breathe in. Then when you breathe out, the tip of the sacrum, you're going to reach back as if you want to touch the floor behind me 45 degrees that way. Imagine this is the head of an arrow, and that arrow is trying to touch that way. Okay? Let me show you a couple reps. You might have to walk around me a little bit to see different angles. All right, so I'm in position. Watch my back when I breathe in first. In other words, I'm trying to take a big breath, expanding as much as I can, and when I breathe out, I let my body get longer. Imagine your spine from here to here. It's an accordion. You're trying to do this. You're stretching both ends. Obviously, this end is kind of locked in position because of the straps, and this end is loose. You can keep reaching back with your tail. Make sense? All right. Try first, and then we can show you the next variation. That's one breath just to get the slack out. One more. Now, I'm gonna open my right side. My right side, I'm gonna target my right QL. So I'm gonna send the air to my right side to watch. Can you see?
Yep.
When I breathe out, then it's a little bit. Notice that my knees are also changing, so allow me to do that. Notice the breath into my right QL. Then when I breathe out, I keep sitting back, but with the bias to the left. All right, so before we start like this, if I'm gonna be stretching my right side, I need to put my right side away from the attachment point. So one way would be walking this leg over, and then I'm already exposing my right side to that side, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Or you simply know that that's what you want to do, and you bring the knee to the ground, and then you put the rings for you in such a way that your body can bow to the right. So I'm just gonna let my body drift this way. You see?
Yep.
All right. Right now, I'm stretching everything from my right elbow to my right knee, like a big giant bow. Same thing. I'm gonna breathe into my right side. This is what counts the most, that breath. Then when I breathe out, I let myself collapse more. Now, I'm not gonna go back. I'm gonna stay whatever I gain. I'm gonna take the next breath there. You do that a few times, maybe 3 times, and then you start paying attention. What feels tight? All right, I feel my shoulder, so where my arm meets with my torso, being tight. So that means that I'm gonna breathe in there and I'm gonna bow that there. Watch. Look at my armpits. The air is going there, and then when I breathe out, I push that to the side. What if I want to get my ribs? I'm gonna send the air to my ribs. And when I breathe out, I push my ribs to the right. So I'm bowing specific to the, you can think of a sniper. You want to be specific to what you're looking for. What if I want to get my hips? I'm going to breathe into my hip. And then bow the hip. See that? Mm-hmm. All right. If I need to get my TFL, that's where things become very specific. I would do a general stretch like the one I do, and then I go specific to my needs. Some people are tight here, so they focus on there. Some people are tight here, so people can focus on the QL again. Just bow that, again, trying to separate this distance. But if I want to get my TFL, I'm going to have to move my knees slightly out because I'm already stretched. Just a little bit. And probably, if I lean this way, I'm going to be gaining my glute medius and minimus, which I don't want them to be weak. I want them to be strong. So stretching them is actually a mistake, unless you really need it for a particular reason. But in general, these muscles need to be strengthened, not stretched. I want to stretch my TFL. But you can see it's on an awkward angle, right? So it's going that way. I don't have it on the side. So what I have to do now is move my foot a little bit so that I get this muscle pointing that way. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All I did was moving the foot in, and my thigh rotates from being like this, and now it's pointing out that way. So now this muscle is being put on the line of stretch. Okay? All right, so I was here. If I do a breath here, what I'm gonna feel is my QL on my right glutes. Watch. That's all QL on my right side, and my glute medius and minimus on the right side. But that's not what I want. So I'm gonna back off a little bit so I can accommodate my foot. Now what's being stretched is my hip flexors, my TFL. Now this is individual for each person. So maybe I went too far for you. Maybe you have to go back a little bit and kind of find a sweet spot that is gonna get that muscle when you lean to that way. Same thing, I'm gonna breathe into the muscle. That's a visualization. The air really goes to your lungs, but you're thinking that the air is going there, and it does help. It does help to stretch. I'm pushing my TFL, my pelvis that way. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah.